Bloody hell, are we still doing these?
Blorp. It's time for subscription boxes again, and I am super bloody late with these things because I've been doing other videos. Like, I tell you what, I'm going to have to do another one before the end of September, I think, in a desperate attempt to catch up, because we're only now doing the August ones. Oh, dearie me. But not to worry, there's always stuff inside we can point at. See, I'm practicing. So yes, this month's Loot Crate, well, last month's Loot Crate now, has quite a lot of indentations in it. I'm guessing it's something you can push out and make that forms a cube. Let us see, using the power of eyes. Yes, oh good God, it's Jake from Adventure Time. Somewhat surprisingly. That would not have been my guess. So what have we... Oh, two T-shirts? What has happened to this world? That's interesting. So, yeah, the usual Loot Crate setup is T-shirt, big item, couple of small items, blurg. This time it appears to be 2 T-shirts and other stuff. Interesting. Well, one of them clearly has the Wasp on, from Ant-Man / the Wasp. Not that Ant-Man strokes the Wasp, that'd just be a very boring film of her going, get off my hair. Whereas, yeah, it's a proper Marvel license thing, and it's got, yeah, the Wasp from that film where Ant-Man and the Wasp are in it, and it was a bit disappointing, frankly. And look, there's Ant-Man getting big or small or something. Look, these lines imply changing in size. Well, that's interesting, that there's 2 T-shirts, and the big item is... Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I am not complaining. What is it? Most Excellent Picture Frame. Okay, interesting. Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy. Well, it's got George Carlin on the front, so it gets bonus points for that, but, It's a Loot Crate exclusive. Is it really just a picture frame? But what does it look like? What is it? I'm going to have to ruin it to get into it because I've forgotten the bloody knife again. Ah! Destroy! Right. It is... Wow. Just a very simple plastic frame. You can put a photo in and it says telephone on it. And look, it's got a little Alex and Keanu in it, in case you should want such things. Keanu, whatever happened to you, eh? Oh yeah, you're in loads of bloody films all the time. That's not super impressive. There's not even any way particularly of standing up by the looks. So let's have a closer look. If this is the big item and I'm looking in, it kind of is. That's not too great. Oh, I get it, right. So you take that off and then you remove your picture of Napoleon. Because, you know, you might not want that for some reason. And it still has a picture of Bill and Ted squashed on it, along with low-quality plastic. Yeah, that's a bit crap, I'm going to be honest with you. Not massively impressed by that. It's nice to see a Bill and Ted thing, because, you know, that's not something you'd necessarily expect. But, and thrice, On the plus side, I have got this nice black and white photo of an actor playing Napoleon. So, it's not all doom and gloom. Also, we have the Loot Pin badge. It's Finn and Jake grabbing each other's ankles or something. That's actually pretty good. And there's no sort of branding on it or anything. That's, yeah, if you like Adventure Time, that's a really solid pin. I do quite like Adventure Time, actually, but don't feel the need for a pin personally, but it's still bloody good. Also, look, proper hole in the middle and 2 connects at the side. That is these pins are getting bloody great, aren't they? They're getting better and better, actually. Genuinely impressed. Well done. Does not make up for bloody picture frame there. We've also got some of the sort of really, you know, basic printed magnets of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles as they were called over here in this particular incarnation, from the old cartoon. There's all your favourites, Raphael and Donatello and Donatello and Donatello. No, that's Michelangelo, and that's Leonardo, the only one with 2 large swords. And there's your Ninja Turtle fact for the day. Yeah, well, I mean, if you want them on the fridge, they're all right. They're the sort of things you used to give away with a bloody cereal with pictures of The Simpsons on. That's not impressive. And that's bloody it. We've got the obvious fin thing at the bottom. Team up. Are we missing something? Loot Crate original shirt. Another shirt. So the big item is actually a second shirt. I don't know, man. Do we want 2 shirts? I mean, is that... don't know, man. That's slightly troubling. I hope everything is all right. Shay Loot Crate, because... you know, that's doesn't seem to be as much in it as normal. Oh well. At least we can push this out now. It's not working. Next box. Sproing! It's Akibento, full of manga and anime stuff that I don't understand, and you guys like moaning at me about because I don't understand it. Yeah, you seem to be getting these quite regularly again now. Problem with that is, for some reason they always get hit with a customs charge, so I end up paying a considerable amount of money, like an £8 bloody Royal Mail handling fee on top of the customs. It'd actually be cheaper to like move to another country and just buy them, I think. Actually, moving to another country might be quite expensive. Let's just open the box. Right. Open, snap and share. Thanks. I'll bear that in mind. Oh god, there's a Funko Pop in it and now my life is ruined. Well, let's look at the t-shirt first. Oh god, no, we'll look at the badge first, because it's just fallen out. Villain. It is the Akibento villain box. There's a villain. Catty is McGinty, well known for being villainous. And here we have, from Gildan, soft style spun t-shirt, nice thing. It's some people! Is that him again? They're not cat ears, they're horns, if that's true. Here he is, looking like a devil, or she is, or it is. I genuinely don't know. And there's like a green one as well. And there's no name on it. Oh well, I look forward to reading what that is later. Quite an interesting design. Let's get the pissing Funko Pop out of the way then. It's Lord Boris! From One Punch Man. I vaguely know of One Punch Man. It's like about a superhero who's really overpowered and he's really bored because he can basically defeat anything with one punch. That is my understanding. He's like the bald guy you see in the image of various places. Number 259 in the Cavalcade of Shite from Funko Pops. It's Lord Boros. He's got a lot of gold armour, one giant eyeball, pink hair, and a fucking great loaf of bread for a head because he's a Funko Pop. Not available is Saitama, who I believe is the titular One Punch Man, Genos, and Lord Boris. We've already got that one. It's literally in this box. You know that because you put a picture of it to the side. Oh, Funko Pop. Well, that's the thing. Wonder how much I can get for that. Tiger and Bunny. Is this Tiger? Is it Bunny? I would guess Bunny, or possibly neither of those characters. This doesn't look very tigery to me. Big solid keychain there. Big lump of solid rubber which will survive on your bag. Or whatsoevers, if you should want to put it on your keys. I don't know. That's up to you. But I'll tell you what's not up to you. You can't eat this. We're on a mission from God. Hellsing. We are mission from God. I've heard of the manga Hellsing and I know nothing about it whatsoever. Apparently there's a guy with a gun with some writing on it and he looks a bit demonic. And this is one of those wristbands made of rubber. Got some words on it. Put it on your wrist. Other people can read those words. And that's the way that works. Here's a small box. Akibento exclusive wallet. Ooh, a wallet, you say. The Akibento exclusive wallet is tear... This is one of those paper ones that's supposed to be tear resistant. I remember trying a camera once and literally tore it in half. Water resistant and super tough in general. The stitchless design reinforces the material's own strength, allowing it to expand and adapt to your personal storage space. It slowly fills your house. It is a slim, sleek and lightweight wallet that you can take anywhere, except on a plane probably, because they're funny about everything. Well, that's devil personage again by the looks of it. There we are, that's where you can put stuff inside. These things look manky after about 4 seconds in my experience. But there we are. It is a strong paper wallet. That is a thing. And next up, now we're talking. It's an Akibento pouch to keep your things in. This is a portable multi-purpose high-quality pouch. Looking a bit, I'm guessing, pencil case. But let's have a look. Convenient, light and sturdy for all your conventional use. Unconventional use, such as snorting it, is not permitted. You can say this pouch has come back from the depths of hell. We haven't got the license to whatever anime or manga that is, but we're going to reference it. Oh, I was right. I was absolutely right with the pencil case thing. I got a bloody clue. There's just some like lines and a bit of colour. It's red one side, it's green the other. Well, there's the thing. What's inside it? Nothing, because we haven't filled it with anything yet. This like quite a nice one. Comes in the box. No bloody clue whatsoever. And of course, as ever, there's always at least one sticker. It is a fox thing with a badger on it or something, and some ribbons. I haven't got a bloody clue. Right, let's find out quickly what these damn things are. Villain. So, mystery wristband. So the Helsing, could have been Seraph of the End, The Devil is a Part-Timer, Seven Deadly Sins, Helsing, or Attack on Titan. It was Helsing. Mystery Tiger Running Cheetah, King of Heroes pouch, fair enough. Demon Lord Satan, now that's a bloody name, isn't it? Fiber Piper Wallet, Funko Pop Anime, One Punch Man, Lord, yeah, we got that one. The Alchemic Fox. Ooh, turns lead into gold, and that's a guarantee. And it doesn't tell you what the T-shirt is. That's the whole reason I was looking. So, next box. It's from the Toy Box. Nostalgia in a Box. You remember them? They used to do like an 80s and a 90s box. I have them both. We will look at them shortly. What they have done is replace the generic boxes I used to use. These rather nice printed ones. They're sort of, they look very, very inkjet printed to me, with various lines and things on. But it's much nicer than the old plain ones. And look, it looks a bit like a Nintendo Entertainment Systems, but elongated. Can you really plug your RF cable into it? I very much doubt it. But hey, at least it's not all stretched and it is actually round. Well done, attention to detail. So, what we got, guys. Thank you for your purchase. Now enjoy the nostalgia. Thank you for your purchase. Purchase direct from our... Yep, I'm not interested. Oh, look, crisps. No, right. What we got going on? Oh, we got a muscle figure. It's not the 80s if you haven't got a slightly orangey one. Interesting. And has a different feel to most of the ones I've got. There was a thing with these muscle figures, which I've done a lot of videos on recently, and no fucker watches them. But you know what? I really like them. So, no. I got some of the cuties recently, which are a sort of weird version of muscle for girls. I look forward to doing the video on that, which literally nobody will watch except me. Yeah, it's a big hole in its face. It really did have a thing for holes in the faces for these muscle figures. Well, I like it. I always like a bit of the old muscle. Oh, we've got some stickers from really old stuff. Snotty Signs. These are from the people who did Garbage Pail Kids and... Wacky Packages, which is like a really famous American one. Well, let's have a quick look. This doesn't be cool. It really hasn't been opened since 1986. Oh, God. Oh, it's got the bubble gum at the bottom, which is going to be... do not want. Horrible. Right. You got some stickers. A Born to Cut Class, sassy, Airhead on board, abusive, and Nicole, a total nerd. Weirdly specifically abusive. That's kind of odd. I Love Privacy. This is, blimey, the anti-Facebook sticker. Caution, Eric Squeals. Is that just a person's name and he's really dangerous? Stink It Up. God almighty, some of these are really odd. These aren't what I thought they were at all. Pass Gas on Left. Ryan is a scuzz bucket. And Teacher is a scab head. Great. Well, at least I know somebody called Ryan I can actually abuse for that one. Michael, USA's #1 mutant. Good. I know somebody called Michael as well. He's an archangel. Teacher in Locker and Danger Zit Zone. Oh, God. Warning Killer Breath. Heather, USA's #1 copycat. And I Break for Nerds. What can we fix with them on the back? We can make some big picture of something awful. Oh, wait, there's some different bits. Wait, what is this one? Here is what your completed red border puzzle will look like. Here's a hint. Ain't gonna fucking happen. School really stinks. Boogers are beautiful. That's a very Garbage Pail Kids style sort of thing going on there, isn't it? Well, they were stickers which exist physically in this world. Oh God, a Spectrum game. It's Computer Scrabble for the Spectrum in a weird sized cardboard box. This was a big seller because you see this quite frequently. Load, quote, Scrabble, quote. Marvellous. I should be sure to do that. Why would you do that? You'd just put load, quote, quote, wouldn't you? Because that just loads the first thing that it finds on the tape. Oh, these amateurs. Yeah, well, that's a version of... It seems almost human. Yeah, it keeps complaining about its job and not getting enough sleep. So, yeah, that's a version of Scrabble. You can play on your Spectrum. Remember, it's quite competent, actually. And the software is by Scion, by arrangement with Little Genius Limited. And yes, it is that Scion, the ones who made the portable data device thingamajiggies. Right, we've got a figure of Boba Fett. Bloody hell. You're right, lads. Boba Fett here. Remember me in Empire Strikes Back? Yeah, I did fuck all, but everyone still loves me. Hey! Then I fell down a monster's fanny. Yeah, so... It's a Boba Fett. There's no good. I think it's in slightly better condition than my one, actually. Oh, no, there's quite a lot of scrapage around the nipple area. You don't want a nipple-scraped Fett. That's just not something you want. Exciting fact, the early versions of these were supposed to fire missiles, but they then decided that was a safety hazard, so they were all just glued in. And prototypes exist of rocket-firing Boba Fetts, and then super rare coloured prototypes. They're usually just made out of a generic-looking plastic. And I think somewhere... somebody spotted a photo that physically probably doesn't exist anymore. There was at least one carded variant. But yeah, that's a thing. You see, you put the thing in there and there's a little spring and it went back and sat in a notch. Ping, ping, out like that. That's exciting, isn't it? I think they didn't do it because some kid knocked his eye out with a Battlestar Galactica toy or something, because the Battlestar Galactica toy inexplicably was far too highly strung, you know, like your weird aunt. Well, thanks, Boba Fett. You go over there, mate. And I shall look at... Oh, hang on. Help us! Oh, God, Black Hole. Oh, didn't I go through some Black Hole cards previously in a specific old card video? And Skydiver for the Atari 2600. That'll be some squares moving around on top of other squares, won't it? I've got quite a lot of these cartridges. I must sort out my Atari 2600 Junior, an Australian one somebody sent me. Thank you if you sent me that. I need to get... I've got like a load of wires and resistors and bits and bobs you can add to it to get a more high quality output from it, because currently it only outputs an RF, which means you can only stick it through a television, an old television at that, and it looks like ass. Right, let's have a quick open up of these. At least I would if I could work out how. Oh, they just slide out the top. Well, I'll rip that then. Help us, Bob, you old smashed up robot with a funny leg. The secret revealed. It turns out you could put their hand on their face. Wow, these are the basement. The Warriors of Space. Oh, what were they called? Stars? Or was Stars the black sort of leader one? I can't remember. Evil robots. God, The Black Hole's a weird film. Well worth going back and watching if you've never seen it. But Disney, it was made by Disney, thinking it would be like a Star Wars type thing. It was a really quite very odd, hard sci-fi film with kind of weird Star Warsy elements to it. The Metallic Monster, Maximilian. Who, well, I'm not going to tell you the ending, but God, the ending's weird. And Power of the Enemy. Fair enough. Is that measured in watts? I've got no idea. Crew of Humanoids. Oh, they're like... the horrible guy, I can't remember his name, of the scientist who has Maximilian for a bodyguard, who is running the ship, and the black hole is trying to go into the black hole or whatever. And he's captured all the crew and made them into like cyborg android things, and they are the humanoids. Looking here at their Trivial Pursuit board. Destination, the black hole. Bad idea. Instant adversaries. I'm evil. I am good. We must now fight. Repairing damaged devices. Yeah, that's the card every fucking kid wanted, isn't it? Oh man, I hope I get that one where Ernest Borgnine's arse is showing and they're repairing things. And there he is, the enigmatic host. Dr. Reinhardt, I want to say? I can't bloody remember. At least I've remembered something that sounded a bit like a name. Great beard, though. Great beard action, guys. And finally, presuming there is nothing else. No, there isn't. It is a comic of some type. It's got a licky snake on it. It is a Fantastic Four comic from A Moment in Time, 1988 by the looks of it. Ms. Marvel versus the She-Hulk in The Shadow of the Unknown. That's odd, because that's clearly like the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and that's the She-Hulk. So where's Ms. Marvel? Ms. Marvel versus the She-Hulk. That's not... Also, given that that's the Thing from the Fantastic Four, we presume, maybe it isn't, because no, I'm not sure it is actually looking at it, because it's not covered in rocks. And if you look, you've got a slight... Oh, I don't know. There's that kind of a... But then there's a more rock... What was... Bloody comics! There's always something weird going on. Where's Reed Richards gone? I don't know. Doing a thing. And there she is in her muscle flex specific 80s gear. Marvellous. Right, it's too shiny. Let's get that out of the bag. And we can have a proper squiz at it. Squiz, 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 squizzity, squiz, squiz, squiz. Who is it? What is it? It's Piers Morgan or something. I don't know. There she is. Good God, she really does look like she's presenting some sort of Keep Fit programme on early morning television. Airwolf. Oh, now we're talking. Airwolf, real engine-powered model helicopter you can fly. Yeah, but what you mean it's like remote controlled or something? It's very small. The way you've done it here, it looks like the kids can fly around in it with their yellow dog. Well, there we are. That's all very Fantastic Four. But it keeps up the most important cover art thing of... Oh, Hulk's in it as well. Bloody hell. of having everybody look slightly different in the comic to the way they do on the front. Times. Yours from Nickelodeon. Double Dare t-shirt. Great. Be sure to buy 50 of those. And some more stuff. Well, that's a bloody thing, innit? I'll be sure to read that later, except I probably won't because it's part of a story which I will never actually read the beginning or end to. Right, let's get the 90s box. I'm calling it the 90s box, but it's got a bloody PlayStation on it. So, PlayStation, wasn't released over here, at least, until the year 2000. So, interesting. Interesting. Perhaps they've gone for a slightly wider net. Right. Memory card slots. Yeah, power. Yeah, we've got the... Oh, but look. Look, it's not round. It's all oval. Well, that's ruined my life. Right. 2 more of these things. One of which is on quite thin paper. Oh, nice print. The one is on sort of card. I don't know why that is. Oh, man. Action figure of the Juggernauts. From the... Were these Toy Biz? I want to say Toy Biz. I don't know. It just says Marvel 91. It is Toy Biz, yeah. Juggernaut's one of my faves. I'm Juggernaut Punch, and all the other things he says in Marvel superheroes. What is the shitty action feature all these figures had? Ambling action. I'm just off for a walk, love. See you later. It's very, very brisk out here today. It's a very lazy wind. It goes right through you. Well, that was exciting. Where does he buy his boots? Comic book giant boots are us, I would presume. I wish he looked a bit more like the one from Marvel Superheroes and a bit less like a weird flat man, but still kind of appreciate it. I do like a bit of 90s toy design at times. Right, what else have we got? Oh, shit, son. Right. A weird-looking skeleton bastard bending a pipe. I can tell you, this is from... Oh, God. No, don't forget the name. Trash Bag Bunch. Man, I forgot the bloody name. Yes, so Harry Partridge, the animator, has a complete set of these, I believe. Because I got a shitload of them once and managed to combine our efforts there. 1991. Ooh, that's earlier than I thought. These were really interesting little figures. Basically a load of sort of weird trash monsters, of which this is one, a sort of robot skeleton with a pipe, and weird guys who went to kill them all or something. It's a very interesting line. Trash Bag Bunch, very interesting. I've still got a bag of leftover ones somewhere. I wonder where they are. Answer, not here. So there we go. Right, now what's Homer as the Pie Man? From the episode called Pie Man Homer Simple Simpson, maybe? Wasn't it like a Simple Simon pun? Don't know. Comes from about the mid-2000s, I think, that episode. Let's have a look on the back. 2007, this says, yeah, but it could have been made years after. It could be as early as 2002 or something. But I think mid-2000s episode, so it's not all 90s stuff. Well, if you want a small rubbery plastic, quite nicely detailed, but slightly knocked about Homer Simpson with a funny mask on holding a pie figure, you know where to go. That's right, Finland. Next up, it is... Oh, God, Pokemon cards. There's always bloody Pokemon cards, which mean nothing to me. Zubat, Dark Muck, do watch on, Slowpoke, Squirtle, Trainer, and Aerodactyl, Nidoran, Ponyta, Rattata. Fair enough. And another trainer card, Gust of Wind. Farp. Yeah, I'm sure one of these days this will have a really rare one worth millions. No, it bloody won't. Well, this is interesting. Dragon Quest. Blinding Flash with a corpse of somebody who's been impaled on spikes. Oh, what's going to do a blinding flash? I don't remember Dragon Quest at all. It's a trademark of TSR from 1992. This trap pours acid on an explosive powder, releasing a brilliant flash of light. Everyone in the room, those who fail, are blinded. Oh, God. So you get blinded, but there's a picture of a corpse that's been impaled on spikes. I'm guessing reused art here. There's a white. Okay, that works more. A sort of spooky ghost bastard. A weir bear. Half man, half bear, all cop. Mikhail. Hello, Mikhail. And Detect Magic. Yeah, he's not detecting magic, he's causing a ruckus, isn't he? I mean, you wouldn't need a bloody spell to detect magic there, would you? Is there any magic going on? Well, a bloke wearing robes, and he's got a massive white beard and some sort of metal helmet thing covered with arcane symbols, is holding his hands above his head and shooting out fire and lightning. So I'm guessing, yeah, there's some fucking magic going on. Mikhail. Who is Mikhail then? Oh god, he's a first level good fighter. I'm glad he's a good fighter. He looks like one. Advantages: can use large weapons. Disadvantages: illegal in all countries. Background: Mikhail is a skilled and dangerous warrior. He wears his armour proudly and follows a strict code of honour. Mikhail is every bit the knight in shining armour. He carries a shield on his back, but he seldom uses it in combat. Why? Just carrying it around to do his back in? He likes to use either of his two large weapons instead. If he uses his mace, he will use his shield with it. Well, it's useful to spray that in people's faces. That's quite nice. Quite like the art. Not sure how the game works, but that's a bit of interest. I shall look that up later and see exactly what Dragon Quest was. And these I do vaguely remember. Citadel combat cards. Look, it's got some painted figurines, and they're kind of a bit of a advert for them, frankly, but also show some numbers you can play a game with. Look, there's Brother Janna, a Marine trooper. I don't know which chapter he's with. I don't recognise him. He's got a Medusa painted on his shoulder. There's Tyrell of Arden, a renegade warlord. He's got a lot of weapon skill. Oh, he's the hardest so far, right? He stays up. He's obviously some sort of Chaos Marine, because he's got like a mutant arm and shit, and also very chaotic-looking armour. There's Gut Muncher with his Orc plasma gun. Nope, not as strong. There's Garnil Hulson, a squat with a plasma gun, squat being what they call the dwarf characters in Warhammer 40k, I believe. And Private Hakon, a squat trooper with his cool shades. Hey man, it may be the year 40,000, but I've got my 80s shades on. He's my favourite, and he's got the biggest numbers. Hooray! Right, what else we got going on? Oh god. Ha! Well, wasn't expecting that. An Xbox game, The Hobbit. The prelude to The Lord of the Rings. Yes, this is years before the Hobbit films came out. The licenses to Tolkien stuff were in various places, so there was like all the big Peter Jackson films were the rage of the day, but somebody else had a license to The Hobbit, so out came with the official game based on the literary works of J.R.R. Tolkien. Made by Sierra, I didn't realise that. And Inevitable, yeah, it fucking was, wasn't it, mate? Lead the quest that started it all. Long ago, the lonely mountain trembled as the dragon Smaug destroyed the dwarf cow. Oh, it's Smeagol, stroke Gollum. Wield the power of the ring. Yeah, this was like an action RPG thing. Actually, it's more of an action game, if I remember. It always looked to me, reminded me visually of the old Harry Potter games, like the first couple, Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone. Always had that slight look to them, didn't they? Well, that's a game, isn't it? I seem to remember hearing it wasn't very good, but I don't know much about it. There's the disc. There's the eyebrows. Is it scratched up? Yes. Yeah, that's quite heavily scratched. Looks like it'd still work, but that's still pretty hefty. Well, that's a game, isn't it? Great. Right, finally, nothing else except... Oh, shit, it's just an ad. Sorry, I saw this too and recognised it as the logo to Toxic Comic. If this was a Toxic Comic, I would be well fucking excited. But unfortunately, it looks like just the ad on the back of something. Oh, Toxic Comic, that would be exciting. Oh, shit! It is a Toxic... Oh, this is like, do your friends have mad comic disease? No, then tell them to go. So it's an ad for itself, effectively, on the back, by Kevin O'Neill. Oh, shit, right. This has nothing to do with the current kids' comic called Toxic that you see on the stands, and every time it upsets me. God. Toxic, the comic throws up. So, man, so this is really early 90s. Why don't I just look at the date? That might be a good idea. March 1991. Number one? This is number one? The very first Toxic? Bloody hell. So, yeah, this was something my mate Gavin had at school. He had several of these. And it was a very interesting comic. It had a lot of weird stuff in it. Well, we'll have a proper look through it in a minute. You had Martial Law, yep, who was some sort of... God, I can't remember that character too much. This dinosaur character, the hole blown in it. You can see somebody behind him. I think that may be Martial Law. Zombies, maniacs, hitmen, superhumans, and martial law. I think Accident Man started off in here. They ended up making a film of that, I believe, didn't they? Something was going on. There was Macabre, Makabre. I have a collection of all the Macabre comics printed together, which was like a policeman who had some sort of religious insanity thing going on and dressed up as a sort of crazy well, I wasn't going to call him an anti-hero, he's more the villain, just went around sort of murdering people in a sort of slightly dystopian future, whilst trying to be caught by a female policeman who was being watched in her apartment by some creepy guy through the walls. Fuck me, this was an odd comic. There was like a comedy bit called Curious Fetus, about this tiny fetus who just go and gets head stuck in stuff and stuff. Oh, man, bloody toxic comic. And I believe there was one issue didn't reach the printers, or you couldn't buy it, or it was incredibly rare or something like that, because remember he missed one. Oh man, fucking love toxic comic. Right, did you know 2 million trees, 40 tons of lethal chemicals and 1 toxic spill went into producing this issue? That's probably not true. So yeah, you've got Martial Law, Pat Mills, drawn by Kevin O'Neill, he of 2000 AD fame, I believe. I don't know, I'm not good with artists' names for some reason. My god, yeah, here's some crazy shit. Oh, bloody hell. This firing slug man. Die, scum, it says on his shoulders. And, ooh, creepy cyborg spider bloke. Oh, man. Go on. I'm going to have a quick flick through here, see what else we got. Yep, this is in really bloody good condition, actually. Come on, show us another trailer. Oh, man. Yeah, here's Axton, man. Aliens, the comic magazine. As opposed to... I imagine that means it's a magazine full of comics, not it's a comic magazine. And what a laugh we're having with the old aliens. Oh, xenomorphs. Yeah, here he is. Accident man. Kills people. Makes it look like an accident. What else we got going on? Quite a lot of pages for each, isn't it? Mutomaniac in Space Cannibals. I have no memory of that one. Is the driver going to be in the back? I remember liking the driver. Ooh, what is this? Coming soon, Sex Warrior. Fucking hell, I have no memory of Sex Warrior. Did Sex Warrior ever actually come soon? FNAF. Yeah, it's just like a hideous pile of gore with some people not wearing particularly sensible clothes sitting on it. Once Upon a Time in the West, featuring the corpse with no name and his dead horse Pard. Blimey. Very nice art in that one. Little hint of Clint Eastwood. Oh, man. Fucking toxic comic, man. Oh, and they mentioned right in the back, isn't it here, but Burning Rubber in Hell, the driver. I'm not telling you what. So the driver, in some sort of, again, post-apocalyptic future, if I recall, drove a truck, but the truck was several miles long. It just had all this crazy stuff in it, and he just drove in a fucking straight line, like through villages and towns and stuff, and there's all this crazy stuff going on the back of the truck. Oh, toxic comic. That has made my day, that one. I tell you what, for those, I quite like these, and those are something interesting I'm going to look up. Yeah, they've kind of made my day, these two together. Very, very early 90s memories for me, those. Fantastic. I'm not going to play that. So if you would like to play that, emulate it, because it's much quicker and easier. Anyway, my God, that was a long one, wasn't it? And there's probably going to be another one before the end of the month. I'd better go now. Bye.
Subscribe for more.